Alright, so we're recording.
So you're leader, right?
Alright, no, it's recording.
Am I right? Oh, okay.
Captain's Journal,
leader.
Am I
1515,
leader?
Friday.
Oh, yeah. I am the weekly leader.
You want to guide this case discussion?
Quick leader.
Yeah, I'll got the case discussion.
Well, we'll edit whatever we have to.
Lately I've been trying to begin every case by reading the last part, trying to see what the problem is.
Yep.
And the problem for me was, what was it? Alleen's response was simple. We know that both Howard and Oren are totally committed to satisfying our retail customers. Our challenge is to tie customer satisfaction to the bottom line. What evidence do they have? Well, basically, I'm pretty sure everybody read the case. Starbucks was having an issue after the expansion that they had made after first establishing themselves. They started to see a disconnect between their service and customer satisfaction. And basically, I think one of the problems was their marketing department. Really, there wasn't one. They said that the marketing was sort of disseminated within their organization. They had always had avenues or ways of collecting data, but there was really not one team dedicated to doing that. And even then, when they did have the data, there wasn't really anyone to basically analyze this data. There was people to analyze the data, but like I said, there wasn't really one department dedicated to it. So as they grew and basically expanded, Starbucks expanded, it just became a lot harder to keep up with this data. And basically, they really didn't realize that gap between service, customer service, and their service and the customer satisfaction was happening until they were too large. And I think one of the dilemmas is going back, they're trying to figure out how can they fix it. And one solution that was proposed was increasing labor hours. Give me 1 second.
$40 million.
So 20 hours of labor.
20 hours per week of labor, which would be a $40 million strategy, per year strategy. And the CEOs or the CFO was actually kind of reluctant to go along with this strategy because what was his comment? Each $6 million in profit contribution translates to a penny in share. I have to be honest, I didn't understand that part. What's that mean? Did anybody have any?
Say again? That means you said the $40 million investment means that there's going to be taking, what was the number? EPS?
6 million.
The
$40 million? Or?
Yeah, $40 million.
So you're talking about 6 cents in share price.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's like a guaranteed
earnings per share will go down the next year because of that spending.
Oh, okay.
But they can make it up with the sales, exactly. So
they don't offset it.
It's automatically going to be lower.
Okay.
Based upon what it would be if they didn't, but they're hoping that will offset in terms of the sales they get with their customers.
Did they give a stock first? Sorry, I missed that.
I believe it's here. If not, we can just
It's the earnings per.
So just to clarify, I just want to say I think one of the bigger decisions that we're going to have to make in this case is this a good plan to go forward with, or should we suggest anything else after reviewing the case?
So yeah, I mean, you summed it up perfect. I think you have 3 options: spend the $40 million into the hours, spend that money somewhere else, and trying to improve something else, maybe training. They don't really talk about it, but obviously there's always options.
Yeah.
Spend less than $40 million or don't spend anything.
Yeah.
So those are like your basic options.
You can just do like bullet points.
Does anyone have
They're just assuming that
sentence.
customer satisfaction will increase with the reduction of the time for serving each one of them. So if they get it down to below 3 minutes, customer satisfaction will go up. So they're just assuming this is how that equation will work out.
Yeah, that's basically what they're assuming. Do we have any data to back that up?
Well, they show average wait time has decreased from Q301 to Q302 from like 3.3 seconds down to like 3.1 seconds.
What exhibit is that one?
Page 17.
17.
Okay.
And there's a correlation that the service does increase from Q301. There's a little dip in Q202. Not sure why, because the product quality went up, the cleanliness went up, there's probably some other factor we don't know about.
Yep.
We can tell right from those charts. So they show the wait times going down. They show an increase in Q2 in 2002. They went up 7% growth, where they only had 5% growth. So overall, I mean, there's no 100% proof of a correlation. But there's some evidence.
Yeah.
There is some evidence saying that wait time going down, that 2% increase in growth over the year could have some correlation.
What else can it be making? I guess throughout the case, I didn't really see anything that would make service customer satisfaction go up. Besides the decrease in time. So I'm just trying to, I guess, discard that there's any other factor that we could relate to improvement in client satisfaction or customer satisfaction. That we could say, hey, customer satisfaction is good because of this and not because of service times, though because their strategy is misaligned, but I don't know.
Well, they say on the page 20, improvements to service, 34% is how Starbucks could make them feel more like a valued customer. Yeah. The next one is, if you do the combination, is price, and then other.
That page, I started these things, page 18 and page 20.
Has there been any alterations in prices lately? I didn't see any modifications that I can recall. Because that would translate immediately into customer satisfaction.
No, they just show this the menu.
But
excuse me.
Hey,
so does anyone have like an initial, this is what they really strongly feel about?
I really think that...
Well, we know what the question we're trying to answer is, right?
Yeah.
It's that like last sentence. How do we show? What's the evidence that this $40 million investment will actually increase sales?
This is
tied to the bottom line.
This is what I thought when I read this, and obviously based on experience with Starbucks. Is there any way we can offset customer dissatisfaction in, I guess, tardy service without having to invest the $40 million? So that we can create the same results without having to waste that, or not waste, but invest that money. And then, I don't know if you guys have been through that, but I've been to a couple Starbucks where they actually take more than the regular time to serve the coffee, or maybe they, in between the 1,000 orders they get there for get yours, and you're standing there.
Every
so what
place
they'll
in New
do
York City.
exactly. So what they'll do is that they'll make you your coffee or whatnot, and then they'll give you like an I'm sorry little gift card, which is valid for another free coffee for whenever you come back.
Yeah, I get those.
So I don't know that honestly, if we calculate the cost of the coffee for them, obviously the cost of making the coffee times the amount of time they actually give that out, so it'll be cheaper than investing the $40 million in.
Well, then that could be potentially lost revenue because they might have otherwise bought a cup of coffee.
Yeah, but they don't have to give it to everyone though, because that's that's word of mouth.
Basically, you give a free cup of coffee away with.
And every time everyone gets, it's like, hey, I got a free cup of coffee at Starbucks. It's later too. That's kind of like, I mean, that's an added marketing to it.
I think that's kind of sidestepping the issue.
We can add that at the end, like some other things they can do, recommendations, but that's not the main issue.
That's true.
The issue that they're worried about their customer satisfaction. So. That thing's a good idea.
Okay, well, that's a recommendation.
But I don't know if that really helps their customer satisfaction. Maybe it helps them to not be as upset in that situation. Mm-hmm. Maybe they don't become angered by it. But does it build beyond that to make them happy? Like, would they rather have no wait and gotten their coffee in the first place and never had to get the little I'm sorry card?
That's a good point though. Yeah.
I mean, so it's 19% want friendlier, more attentive staff, and 10% want faster, more efficient service. So basically with the 20 hours, we're increasing that faster, more efficient service part. So I went and did the calculations, if this might help you guys kind of put it into perspective. $9 an hour for the stuff, they gave you that information. With 360 hours per week per store is how many hours they pay out. So basically, to add that extra 20 hours and go from 360 hours to 380 hours cost the Starbucks $180 per week per store. So if you break that down, that's like $9,360 a year per store. If you break that down to the sales, the average ticket of $3.85, and the number of customers, which is 570, they would have to increase the number of customers per week by 46 customers. So if I wanted to offset that cost, so if I add 20 hours of labor to the store, all I need to do is bring in 46 customers a week. So you're talking
Which
less
is
than
completely
7
doable.
a day.
Yeah.
I need to bring in less than 7 new customers a day, or repeat
Or
customers.
repeat of the same people.
Yeah.
That's what they're
Yeah.
really trying to hit.
Exactly.
And then you gotta add to that people that would, you would be able to do this, you would serve more people faster, and you would also retain those that actually, you know, when you go into the store, you see a big line, you get out.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
wouldn't happen.
How
So
many-
those 7 customers.
How many are deciding not to get their coffee that day because of the line?
Uh-huh.
You know, that
Yeah.
20 hours can really.
I mean, I walk by a Starbucks I used to walk by a Starbucks every morning, and depending on the line, it was depending on if I went in or not.
Exactly.
And the other way to
CEO said their customers come to Starbucks, the same store, 18 times per month. So it's kind of quite regular or frequent.
Yeah, they're core
Customers.
customers.
they're their
Yeah.
core.
Um,
Just to add to that, there's one other way to offset that cost is you upsell. If you upsell 10% of your people who are already coming into the store, that would also, 1 in 10 people who walk in, if you can sell them another cup of coffee for their friend, or a croissant or something else they had on their menu, then they could. And you know, some people don't buy the line items. Like, you know, you can just buy the cold coffee or whatever, the stuff they have in that fridge ready to go. You can buy that and walk right to the thing, cut the line, so you're not waiting that 3 minutes. I know my boss used to always do that. He would just buy whatever he could get right away if there was no line. If there was a line, he would buy both, like he would buy 2 items and get his cup of coffee.
I think this is a big thing right here.
What
Exhibit
page?
9 on page 18. So I think the whole point is, like, if you can get these unsatisfied customers or satisfied customers to shift over to the right, you're looking at, you know, a huge customer life increase in each of those steps, and average ticket and average months visits per month.
So basically, we have a way, based on the calculations you both are
It's
doing,
like SAU
we have a way
increase.
to incurring this investment to increase customer satisfaction, and immediately we already have the way. Actually, the result of doing this investment will actually offset itself and pretty much bring it out to nil. If we invest and we retain these 7 customers because of our improvement in service, everybody's happy. We're recouping the money that we're investing in these 20 extra hours. It's a win-win, pretty much. I mean, you would have to calculate the added cost for the extra hours of operations, but I think that goes
Well,
beyond
we
the
just
scope.
did that. That's what I just did for you.
But you, like, no,
It's
it
9,000.
includes, like, say, fixed costs for. I mean, I'm just this. It's going beyond the, I guess, the point of the case. But if you added like variable costs and not added costs of having operations 20 more hours a day, a week. I'm sorry.
They're not adding more hours of operation. They're
They're
just adding
correct.
people to work.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, like,
yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah,
Just-
if I have 3 people on at
True,
breakfast, now I'm
Yeah,
going to put
there's
4 to cover that peak
Yeah.
time or
It's
whatever.
It's gonna help.
Yeah.
yeah. So
So I put 4 on. So I'm just adding a part-time employee
Yeah,
for
sure.
2 hours a day, or 3 hours a day. That's 21 hours.
yeah, and it's
Right,
upsetting.
so
also.
longer working hour won't affect the workers' satisfaction, right? The employees' satisfaction.
Yeah, because I don't think they're not playing and just make them like work harder. I think it's like more to add it.
Yeah,
I think it would only help there.
Yeah, if you get have
Yeah,
your
exactly.
customers.
We're talking
happy.
adding more people or
Right, because
giving
you
them
can
overtime.
see the
they're
value
gonna-
of Starbucks. They not only care about the satisfaction of consumer, they care about
Yeah.
the employees so much.
Yeah.
So if the new strategy influence their motivation, it will influence the satisfaction of consumer at last.
So current people say 10% faster, more efficient service. So if we do the numbers on 10% of people, so an average store has 570 customers per day.
Sorry.
So if 10%, which is 57 per day,
40 what?
page 14.
Here.
Oh, no, I wasn't looking for that.
Oh.
Sorry.
Average daily customer count per store is 570. So we get 10%. 57 are saying, I want faster, more efficient service. And of those 57, we need less than 7 to either come back